Hello friends, welcome to my channel Go Digit. Today in this video we will learn about a new page type called prompt page and which is actually available from the latest version only in the current version only called 23.1 or you can say that runtime 12.1, right? So the basic use of this page is that now we can accommodate the Copilot capabilities into our custom processes as well, right? And we know that Copilot is something like which is a generative AI that we can which can generate the content for you, right? I have made a video in the past as well to understand about how we can utilize this functionality in the standard BC. So for example, if you open the item card here, so you can see this concept like draft with Copilot, the marketing text. And now see, this basically which is running up is actually generating the content for you, right? Like this, and how these buttons are coming up and what how we can utilize this functionality, we will try to learn about this in the today's video. Although it is not something which you can cover in one video because it has two parts. Like first of all, about the page which I showed you how to develop this and how these buttons are available there, and the second aspect of this concept is that how we can integrate the Copilot into it, which requires the registration process in the Azure OpenAI and to use the Azure OpenAI services. So for example, if I type here Copilot, so you will find this page Copilot and AI capabilities here, and here as you can see that currently this integration is available in the two processes of the Business Central, which is first is the marketing text suggestions which I just showed you, and the second thing is the bank account reconciliation. So apart from these two processes, this is not available in the other processes, even in the standard process. And now what I'm saying is that because this new page type is available, we can integrate this in our custom processes as well. However, to use that, we have to register, as I said, that to use this, we have to use Azure OpenAI services, and thus we have to generate our own processes and register here. So we will learn that thing in the next part, but today we will try to learn about how to build that, basically that particular page. Okay, so this is my project, and here as you can see that I've created two files. So let's try to first of all create my prompt page itself. So just to do that, you just have to type the snippet, and here from you can select page of type prompt dialog, right? And just type the ID, and let me type the name itself like generative AI. Okay, and now you can see that the properties which define actually this page are belongs to like page type prompt dialog. Prompt mode is equal to prompt by default. Okay, it although it has two other options as well like generate and content, but generating content will not make any sense because obviously first of all you want to provide your input, then only you want to get some output, right? So prompt is the basic, the first thing which you always have to select, and then extensible of this page should always be false. Source table, here is source table temporary which is equal to true, which is a mandatory property that you cannot add a normal table here. The table, whatever table you want to add, for example let me add item table, although it does not require, but if you want to add you can add the table. However, that source table temporary should always be true, which means only a temporary table is attached to this particular page type. Okay, then there is one property called is preview which is also mandatory to use and make it always as true, which reflects that this functionality of Copilot which you are accommodating with your custom processes is in a preview mode. Okay, then this application area property is equals to all, which is very mandatory because sometimes if you don't add it, by default here, then your actions, your field, whatever you make it in the further page part will not be visible to you. Okay, so this is also very very important. Now after this, now you can see the other sections like the layout section. In the layout section you can see that there are three areas which we define here in the prompt page. The first area is called prompt, second area is called prompt option, third area is called the content option. So prompt means the input area where the user will provide the input to the copilot. Thus, this prompt option area is just limited to the, like, it's an optional area which you can add or you cannot add, right? It is not mandatory, by the way. And the third area is called the content area, which is basically the area for the copilot where the output which is generated by the copilot will be visible here. Okay, so we will try to add some fields here. Okay, so how we can add, like for example, let me create some field, like for example input text and output text. Okay, by the way, the thing is we can add multiple fields as well. It is not limited to that we can add only one field in these areas, right? Like for example, let me add this one as well. And for optional thing, there are as I showed you here, that particular area, sorry, let me click on draft with Copilot. And now basically, as you can see that these three buttons which are coming up, like tone, format, emphasis, so these are the three buttons which are basically belongs to that prompt option, and it's an optional thing which requires like how well, in what kind of a format you want the copilot to generate the content for you, right? So basically it requires three enum variables, which is like this entity text tone enum, then this entity text emphasis, and entity text format, right? So let's add these variables now in our areas. So first is this area prompt. So I can add the fields like item number. Okay, and obviously I don't want to show the caption, so I'll set it the show caption is false. Okay, and then the second field which I want to add here is the input text. Okay, and same here, show caption, I don't want to show the caption. And in this I want the multi-line property should be true, right? So that the field will become a little big and you can input multiple things there. Okay, so this is like how you can add the fields in the prompt area. Now let's add the same fields here as well, like tone. Okay, then emphasis, and then format, right? And now let's come to the last part, which is here we want the field where we will see the output from the generative AI or from the copilot, right? So here as well I can say that show caption as false and multi-line should be true. Okay, so now we have successfully added our fields here. Now let's come to the action section here. So you can see that in the action section, by default this page is giving me suggesting me the actions of type system action. Like there is in this area of system action you cannot add any normal action. So if I want to, let's say, so I'm getting an error. The action type action is not allowed in the area of system action. So we can get only define only the system action. So let's define the available system action here on this page. So if you type here uh, control space, then you will see that certain actions buttons are coming up. Like one is already defined as attach, the other actions are like generate and regenerate, and OK and cancel. Although explicitly you no need to define OK and cancel, it will be available for you. I will show you. Like but for example, let's add the generate. Okay, and if you want to define certain caption for it, you can do so. However, if you don't want to, then also it is not mandatory. Although, so let's we can we can define certain code inside it, right? So let's add one more action button called regenerate. Right, so here although generate and regenerate both are for the Copilot, right? Like when you click this button, Copilot will run, check your input and generate the output in the output field. However, right now, as I said, to generate the output from the Copilot, you need to register for the Azure OpenAI services, which we will see in the next part of the video. So however, just to give you an idea about it, we can write certain basic code here as well. So for example, here to generate the output in the output variable, we can do so. Like there is one function like random. Here we will generate some number. Okay, and if let's say user wants to click again the regenerate button, then we can utilize some other thing like output text is equals to format. Here let me generate the date. Right, so both actions will do the separate things. Just like in real environment, if you ask multiple times the same question to the Copilot, it will try to give you a different kind of an output. Right, so this is how we can achieve by writing some code here. Now basic structure of your page is ready. Okay, so let's try to run this page by adding this page as an action button from some other page. Right, so for example, here let me create the page extension, and I name it as, I'll try to add this in the item card. Right, so now in the actions we can add our one action which will, so we can add this after dimensions action which is AI. Okay, I'll provide the caption as generative AI, and I can add the image, the new image which you can use for image icon which you can use for the to represent the Copilot actions is the sparkle image. Okay, so you can add this, and then I will set it as promoted as true. Promoted as big as true. Okay, and now I'll try to add the trigger, and what this trigger will do, that page dot run model page of then my page which I want to run is generative AI, right? As simple as that. So let's try to build this page and try to see the output, that how we can run this, how we can use this new page type, and how it basically looks. Okay, so now although I think we have not provided the caption for this page, so let's see the default captions as well for this page. Okay, let's go to the item and open any item card. Where is that icon? Why it is not coming up? It should come up here, or let me see again. Let's go back to the code and see why that icon is still not coming up. Let's I've added the caption, I've added the section after dimensions. Okay, let me remove these promoted. I can, and oh sorry, application area is equals to all. I missed my part. No problem. Let's add it again. Promoted is big as true. Okay, and let's add the caption as well now, which is generative AI test, let's say. Okay, so now build the project again and again try to publish to see the output. See guys, how important this application area property is, that if you don't add it, no matter how much code you have written, it will not be visible, right? So that is somewhere the problem as well, and that is why I added this application area property in the page property itself, so that I should not define it again and again for every action, for every field, and so on the page, right? Okay, let's try again. Go to the items and try to run it, and now you can see that my button is coming up here as generative AI, and this is the image icon which I used, the sparkle icon. Let's click on it, and now you see the first glimpse of this page type prompt. So this is how the page type prompt basically looks, right? Page type and prompt mode as prompt, how it looks. And currently, as you can see, that this is the prompt area. Okay, this is the area as prompt which is currently visible, which has two fields. The first field is the item number and the second field is the input text. And here you can see that my actions buttons are coming up, like generate action, the attach action button, and these three icons or these three buttons which we have used in this particular prompt option area, which is optional by default. Right now this content area is not visible for us, and not the regenerate button is also showing up to us. And this is how the caption which I used and the preview property which I used. So okay, so for example, let's say right now I want basically the item number from where I'm running the card, running this page, should come up automatically, so we can add it via code. However, this is our main field where the user will provide certain inputs, like let's say print some random number for me. Although I know that the code which is written behind this button will generate only the random number for me, but I just want to give you the feel, like how the Copilot basically check your input and generate the output from it. So that's why I'm giving this certain type of input. However, you just type nothing, because there is no Copilot running behind. Okay, so let's click on this generate, and now you see that certain progress bar was type of a thing coming up, and that is called the prompt type generate. Okay, and now I get the output, and this is now the output area which is showing up and not the prompt area, because in my prompt area there were two fields now which are not visible. Only the content area is showing up, which has only one field. And same concept goes here, that if you want to add multiple fields, you can do so. If you want to add any sub page, you can add so, and they will be visible in your this output area. And now as soon as you generate, you see the buttons changed. Now the buttons are coming up as keep it and discard, which is okay, and cancel. And as I told you that there is no need to define the OK button and the cancel button explicitly to your page. It will come by default. Okay, so if you want to keep it, you can select this and everything will be done. Okay, and like if you whatever output you want to save it to your item card, that will happen. Okay, otherwise let's say I just click on generate, and again it will give me some number. And if I want to discard it, I can discard, just like a cancel. Okay, and then if I click on again generate and click on generate, and now if I want to click on regenerate, so it will regenerate and give me the new kind of output based on whatever code you have written. And if I click on keep it, it will keep your records, right? So this is how the page basically works, right? So for example, the thing is, what we can do is that we can create uh, some trigger here as well, like on query close page, right? Like, so if the close action is equals to close action okay, then you can type like accepted, or like whatever you want to whatever operations you want to perform based on when user click on keep it button or when user click on discard button. So you can do so via using this trigger, right? And these type of code, like whatever if user click on OK or if user click on cancel, right? So we can do so like this. And also, like if I want that my item number should fill automatically for me, so I can create one procedure called mapping, and here I can can create one variable, and what I want is that in my field automatically the current item number should uh, show up. Okay, so what I can do here is that I can create a prompt page test page variable, generative AI, and then I can run that function. Okay, and I can provide rec dot rec dot number here, and now if I want I can directly run this page. Prompt page test dot run. Right, let's build this project and try to run again. I just want to show you now the second output is like based on this trigger you can control your operations based on, like, if user click on keep it, we can do certain things. If user click on discard, then we can do certain things. And if we add multiple fields in the areas, we can also get some values by default on my existing fields as well. So like if I go to the items again, okay, and now if I click on new generative AI, so you can see that I'm getting the item number as well, right? And if I click on generate, I get some number. Okay, and if I click on keep it, my on query close page trigger is running up and giving me the message, or like whatever operations you want to do, it will do for you, right? So now this is how the page prompt type page you can build for your custom processes, and you can use your data, current data in it, provide your data by default to the Copilot, and then Copilot will generate data for you. And then based on the query close actions triggers, you can control the output and take it back to your tables, to your pages, whatever you are developing. Okay, so now this is how the basic structure of the page you can develop, and you can utilize that area. Now in the next part of the video we will try to see that how we can register to the Azure OpenAI services and register our process in this particular page, and then we will try to use the actual Copilot to generate the output for us based on our input, right? So that's all in the today's video. If you like it, please hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching this video.